Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Career and Finances section. I'm here with some colleagues from MUN. How would you like to introduce yourselves?
Sure. I'm Vic House. I'm the branch manager advisor of RBC on campus here at MUN.
And my name's Danielle Jackson. I work with the Office of Career Development within Student Life at Memorial.
Awesome. I'm so happy to have you here and ask some questions about your wonderful jobs. First, Danielle, I have some questions for you. Firstly, where is the Office of Career Development located, and what kind of support do you offer for students at MUN?
Great question. So we're located on the fourth floor of the University Center. I always say if you get to the food court, you just got to take the elevator up. And our focus is really helping students succeed with all their career endeavors. So if they don't know what they're doing at Memorial, they don't really have a plan, we have assessments to help them. To students who know exactly what they're doing and may just need a little bit of coaching or figuring out what employers to connect with. And we also administer all of campus employment as well as networking events.
For sure. I know it's always hard going from high school, not having a vision at all, and just going into MUN as a general major and just, I don't know where life will take me, but it's lovely to have some guidance there. In terms of jobs on campus, like while we're actually students, like where do you think we can get jobs as students?
Yeah, so as I said, our office allocates campus employment. So USEP and ISWEP are two campus employment programs that we offer every semester, and there's well over 100 positions across campus in all different departments, all different faculties, and they're part-time employment for students. So while they're focusing on their academics, they can also take part in either a 40 or an 80-hour placement through their semester. And those positions are released the first Friday of every semester.
Nice. So if I'm a student that feels kind of lost and is looking in the future and I'm kind of scared, I don't really know what I'm going to do with my life and my career, who can I talk to?
So we see a lot of students like that. It's a really big question to answer for a lot of students. And the vision of your career can evolve, and we know that careers are not linear. They don't just, you have a plan and that's where you end up. Often there's forks in the road, there's new experiences that change your mind, and that's really exciting. So my first thing I would say to students is that it's totally normal if you're not completely sure about your career, but there are supports to help. So our office has assessments that we can offer that can tell you a lot about yourself and help either validate or maybe show you something you've never thought about before, which is often really cool and starts
Yeah.
really cool conversations, to one-on-one appointments with advisors if you just need to talk through things or figure out how to build your resume or how to meet this employer that you've always been really interested in working with.
Yeah, for sure.
So there's, if you don't know what your career path is, that's okay.
Yeah.
If you have a little bit of an idea, let's firm it up and figure out how best to support you while you're here at Memorial. And that way, when you transition out of the university, and I say to so many students, it happens so fast. Before you know it, you're crossing that stage. So while you're here, make the most of it and see what you could be doing to better help your transition out of Memorial. You know exactly what you're doing and you know who you should be shaking hands with at some of these networking events.
Yeah, for sure. I know from personal experience it's impossible to know exactly where I'll end up because, you think you have a straight path and then something happens and then you're like, "Oh, I actually like this and I'll go this way." It's just things happen and it's really interesting to kind of know.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think that's the beautiful thing about going to university is that you get exposure to new things. We always say like often university will change you and it's meant to. So the
Right.
person who walks through the door on the first day, odds are you're going to be very different by the time you graduate. You're going to learn more about yourself, including your career.
For sure.
And the ideas you have about what you're doing when you walk through the door may change and evolve. And like I said, there are supports and there are professionals here that can have those conversations with you as you figure it all out.
Amazing. I have one more question for
Of
you.
course.
So what exact resources are available to me that could help with my employability?
Yeah, so outside of campus employment, so if you are interested in gaining exposure in a certain area, like let's say you wanted to work in research or you wanted to help others, those MUSEP and ISWEP positions that can help you dip your toe in just to see what it's all about.
Yeah, for sure.
Outside of that, there are resources like InStage that Memorial offers students, which is an AI mock interview tool
Mm-hmm.
that can allow you to practice how to talk to employers. We have the one on one appointments with advisors. We have workshops that we offer regularly, and we bring a lot of amazing employers to campus.
Yeah.
So if you're not sure about where to go or your own skill set, coming in and speaking with the advisor to realize that you are very employable and all your experiences in the classroom, outside the classroom, build your resume, make you employable to employers, but you just need to be able to articulate it. And like I said, there are advisors that can help you with that. So there's tons of resources that our office offers.
For sure. Well, thank you so much. That's very, very helpful. Now I have some questions for you.
Yeah.
Exciting. So Vic, starting off, what can RBC on campus help me with?
So we can help with your typical banking stuff like access to accounts, credit, investments, but we're really there to build financial literacy throughout the university community. So we host a lot of advice sessions around budgeting, building good credit history, protecting ourselves from fraud, because we really are there to support the whole university community regardless of where you bank.
Yeah, for sure. And RBC on campus is specific to the university. So it would be different from just like a normal branch that you would go to apart from the school. What differentiates RBC on campus to like a normal branch?
Yeah. So we have we're a cashless location. So all that means is we don't have any direct access for cash. We don't process transactions,
Right.
but we do have an ATM there that has no fees regardless of where you bank. So it is open for everyone. We're located on the third floor of the University Center. So pretty main central location, easy to find, just before the Skywalk, before going to the core science facility.
Yeah.
And, open. So we have kind of three walls. We have a really open space. It's myself and my two team members. And while, you're bound to find some MUN alumni throughout all of our branches throughout the city, the three of us all graduated from MUN. So we bring our banking expertise along with our student experiences here to the people we meet.
This is a pretty broader question, but what is a budget and why do you think it's important?
So pretty simply, a budget is just your money in and money out. But a little more in depth, it's sort of looking at, okay, what payments do I have coming in? What money do I have in terms of scholarships, bursaries, my income, stipends? When am I going to receive those payments? And what money do I have out? What bill payments do I have to make? When's my tuition due? So, keeping track of when that money is coming and going, making sure we're making those payments on time, and knowing where it is that our money is going.
Yeah, for sure. I know I'm still on the road to becoming great at all those sectors of finance. So I'll definitely visiting your office sometime.
That's what we're for.
And in terms of credit, why do you think it's important to build good credit as a student?
Yeah. So this is the stage where oftentimes you're starting to build your credit for the first time. And credit's not something that you just get to have because you want to have it. It's something that you have to qualify for. So starting as a student, it's the only time you can qualify for credit without necessarily needing income to support that application. Usually a credit card is going to be your first credit product to start building that good history.
Right.
And that really showcases how you manage the credit that you have. So when you go to, apply for your first vehicle loan or your mortgage when you're buying your first home, you've shown that strong history of, okay, I know how to manage credit. I know how to make my payments on time, and I'm responsible with what I'm doing. So it makes qualifying for credit easier, or we can benefit from having lower interest rates when we have that good credit history.
Yeah, and like building that skill, it doesn't take overnight. It takes time to kind of get used to it. And like, oh, I have to pay my bills on time and everything.
Yeah.
It takes time.
Especially kind of coming in where usually it's your first time having that sort of responsibility. So definitely is a skill worth developing.
Right, and just talking about that, what do you have any advice that you would give a new incoming Memorial student to consider in terms of finance and keeping everything in line?
I think it's one of the hardest bits of advice to follow, but definitely the best advice I can give is don't wait. The second you start struggling, whether it's with your academics, your finances, find your trusted expert, find someone you can come to help support that, because waiting and hoping that that problem's going to fix itself over time isn't going to get there.
Right.
It's just going to kind of make that feel a bit bigger, feel a bit heavier. So myself, my team members, they went through the Move to Canada experience. They were international students.
Right.
So we have people who can help navigate both your, banking things, but also things beyond banking on campus.
Yeah, and to make sure it's like not embarrassing at all to ask for help.
Definitely
Yeah,
not.
it's-
That's what we're for.
Yeah, that's what you're here for. Anyways, I think that's everything we have for today. Thank you so much, Vic and Danielle, for being with us. And I hope you all have a good day. Thank you so much.